Hey everyone, Tickle G here, representing those who are 50 and up who love their tech. Who amongst you remembers this? Look at this. This used to be the talk of the town when it came out. This is the Unihertz Jelly Pro. I still own it, still have the case, still have the band, still got the logos, still love this phone. This was a very, I wouldn't say innovative, but spontaneous phone. This was definitely made for the OGs out there like me. And what do I mean by that? This has a 3.5 millimeter jack, not seen on phones anymore. This has a micro SD card slot, not seen anymore on the SIM card tray. This has an IR blaster. You can control TVs and stuff with this. Not seen since Samsung, since the S5. So this has a lot of features. Oh, and the fingerprint reader, reminiscent to the Note 9. Very good fingerprint reader. And look how small this is. You can put this in your mouth. Seriously, you can put it in your mouth. But the 3.55 millimeter jack, let's say you got yourself a nice little speaker like this. Put it on the top of here. Instant music player. This is the bomb diggy. Very good phone made by a phone manufacturer called Unihertz. And they were the talk of the town when they first introduced their first smallest phone, the Jelly. Then they came out with the Jelly 2 and then the Jelly Star, which is this one right here. Their most powerful small phone. Oh, wait. There was a Jelly, the Atom. The Atom, that was the rugged small phone. So it was the Jelly, then the Atom, then the Jelly 2, then the Jelly 2E, and then the Jelly Star. Yes, I remember them all because I'm a fan of this company for making very spontaneous phones. So I do have the Jelly at work. I'm gonna give that to one of my students, and I have the Jelly Star. I meant to give this to one of my students, but I can't let this go. I can't let this go. I'm gonna probably keep this for my collection. And I wouldn't say collection, I still actually use my phones. So whenever I want to use this and be minimalistic and use it on my wrist, like this, that's the purpose for my Jelly Star. Because it's a fully functioning phone and it's 5G, so you can't go wrong with this. So that's what I really liked about Unihertz. They cater to the OGs out there that missed the features that were on phones that really sold the phones, that made the phones fun to use. Now, 3.5 millimeter jack and micro SD card sounds reminiscent to another modern phone that's going to be coming out soon. And that is the Clicks Communicator that you see over here on this side of the screen. So this also is going to have a 3.5 millimeter jack, and it's going to have a micro SD card slot, and it has another feature that you don't see on phones anymore, a physical keyboard, reminiscent to BlackBerry phones from back in the day. Now, I know some of you might be out there saying, oh, this is a cool phone. This is Mr. Mobile's company. This does have star power, so it does pick up momentum because of star power. Some of you may say, ooh, this is the first physical keyboard phone out there after the BlackBerry. And to tell you the truth, that is not true. Guess what company was doing it before Clicks? Go ahead and take 3 guesses. That's right, Unihertz was doing it before Clicks. And they were doing it with their, their Titan phone. So they have a Titan and a Titan 2, and this was released on 4th quarter of 2025, so not too long ago. The actual Titan, the first Titan, that was released, from what I remember reading in specs, 2019. Speaking of specs, I usually go to GSM Arena for specs, but believe it or not, for some strange reason, the specs for the Atoms are not on here. Even though this is a very cool phone manufacturer that does nice spontaneous phones that does catch up wind on the internet, they're still not as popular as your other companies. And here on GSM Arena, they like Samsung, Apple, Huawei, Nokia, which is strange, Sony, LG, and they don't even make phones anymore. Motorola, Lenovo, nothing from OnePlus, and all these other phones. Some of these phones you can't even buy in the US. And this phone company right here, or I've seen that name on Amazon. It says Doogie. Sometimes I want to say Dookie. Some of their products are Doogie. But still, they earned a right to be in GSM's Arena phone finder list. Unihertz is nowhere on here. So even though they make really cool phones, not a lot of people buy them. So I had to get specs from this rinky-dink website here, but at least they have the two phones side by side to compare. So the Unihertz Titan looks like this. I'm trying to make a little bigger picture, hovering it. So still looks like a BlackBerry. This one is a lot more squarish and a lot more thicker. This thing looks like a brick. You got to see it on YouTube. So find some videos of some reviewers that have this phone. Seriously, it looks like a brick. This one looks a little bit more sleek, a little bit more modern, you would say. So if I had to pick a phone, I'll pick this one, because that is a complete brick. I don't want to carry a brick. But comparing the specs, it has a question mark for water resistance and dust resistance because basically the phone just basically came out. So if you're interested in finding more about the specs, look it up. But the Titan 1 had IP67 rating, so I had dust and water resistance. Display size, 4.6 inches on the 1, 4.5 on the 2. Display is pretty much similar. 16 million colors. This has slightly more, but let's just say 60 million. Corning glass on the 1. Don't know what's on the 2. You would think it would be better because it's a successor of the 1, but we'll have to find out. Additional display. Now the 2, if you turn it over, it has a smaller display, very, very reminiscent of the, was it a Xiaomi? The Xiaomi Pro 17 Pro, that looks just like the Apple 17 Pro, but it has the screen on the top instead of just a camera bump. The camera bump is an extra screen. That's what the 2 actually have, the Titan 2. It has an extra screen on the back. Is it necessary? Definitely not. Just a little novelty, but definitely not necessary at all because for the most part, 10 times out of 10, most people will look at their main displays for social media consumption or looking at calendars, texting, whatnot. So that second display, completely a novelty. Hardly anyone is going to use it. Quick battery charging on the 2. The 1 has a slightly larger battery, 6,000 milliamps. The 2 has a 5,050 milliamp battery, so this will last longer, the 1, on a day-to-day task. Internal memory, the 1 has 128, the 2 has 512 gigabytes of internal storage. As far as RAM, because again, this was made in, where's the date? I did see the date somewhere. There it is, 4th quarter 2019. Where the Titan 2 was made the 4th quarter of 2025, or released, I would say. So that's why the RAM memory is definitely a lot smaller in the 1 at 6 gigabytes and 12 gigabytes on the 2. But check this out. In the 1, it has a micro SD card slot for the OGs. For the 2, why did they take it out? Probably didn't have any reason to do that, but they did because it's not there, according to that X. Now, like I said, this is a rinky-dink site. Got to make sure that everything is true as far as what they're saying, but I'm not going to think that they're going to lie and just say that it's not there. So I'll believe them until otherwise. Operating system, because again, this was released in 2019. Android 9 at the box, and on the 2, Android 15 at the box. Processor is a MediaTek for both. So this one is not as powerful because it was made in 2019 and a lot more powerful. Processor, you got 2600 hertz or megahertz on the 2 and 2000 on the 1. So not that far off. So you could probably still use this in 2026, the 1. And that's pretty much it for a lot of the specs. So as you can see, no 5G on the 1 and definitely 5G on the 2. That's it. That's pretty much it. Not much more to compare. Now I do know that the 2 has a 50 megapixel camera and the 1 has a 16 megapixel camera. So that's a big improvement, but I do not know the picture quality or the video quality using this 50 megapixel camera. So I'm going to use this video here to show you how it looks in someone's hands. Video courtesy of Shane Craig, and he has a lot of phones. So what you're seeing right here is that small display on the back. Like I said, cool, but not so cool, because 10 times out of 10, you're not going to be using that screen. You're going to use your main screen for your media consumption. That's just a novelty. That's pretty much it. So I'm just going to scroll through the video. Look how thick that is. So here's the port. Now, if you have seen the Fold 7, which I'm still mad at because Samsung took away the S Pen support, so I'm never going to get the Fold 7. Now, don't get me wrong, the physical keyboard looks really nice. I like that it's wide. Looks like you can type on it a lot better than, well, I never really used a BlackBerry, but since it looks wider, it looks like it's a lot easier to type on this keyboard than the BlackBerry keyboards. Even though I did see people in videos use the BlackBerry keyboard quite fluently, that's probably because they were used to it. So does this phone have a lot to offer compared to other phones? No. It has pretty much the same functions. It might have a couple of OG features on here that I didn't see or talk about, but as far as comparing it to any other phone, it doesn't really sell. The only selling point that it really has is the keyboard, the physical keyboard. But you know what's funny? Clicks just introduced their phone, not even out yet. This phone here was just released the fourth quarter of 2025. The very first one, the Titan 1, was released 2019. How come this wasn't talked about a lot? And for that matter, did a lot of people purchase this phone? And we can already assume and just say, no, they haven't, because this was out before Clicks. Clicks is starting to get momentum. People are starting to pre-order it, but we already have phones that have BlackBerry nostalgia, the physical keyboard. So how come those weren't picked up? So that's a pretty good question. Because like I said, as far as the screen looks better than the Clicks screen. Hands down, period, done. Don't even need to argue. Bezels. Bezels look pretty much the same. Skinny. I mean, there's a big old fat one on the top of that one and thin bezels all around for this one. But this one is meant to be a companion phone. This is meant more as a regular phone. Now, you can still use a Clicks Communicator as a regular phone because it has a SIM card tray. But this looks more like a regular phone, and it looks like it'll function better as a regular phone because of the screen. Now, like I said, you can put any app on here because it's going to run Android 16 out the box. So you already know you can put any app that you have from the Play Store, but I wonder how the screen is going to look without the text on there. So we'll have to see when one of these phones are out in the wild for testing. But again, if you need a physical keyboard right now, the Titans are out. I already checked eBay. There's some on sale right now. You can go on the Unihertz website as well and get a Titan. So here's the Unihertz website right here. They still have Jelly Stars for sale. Nice price, by the way. The Jelly Max, I'm surprised they got that one. The Jelly 2, because those sold a lot. The Jelly sold a whole lot. So I'm not surprised that they're still for sale, because I'm pretty sure they said they have a lot in their warehouse. But there's the Titan 2, sells for $399. Wait a minute. Oh, this one sells for $499. During the early bird. Let me double check. $3.99 if you order a pre-sale right now. It's going to be $4.99 after the early bird sales are done. So after February 27th, $4.99. So it's going to be $100 more. But for right now, it's on par. It's at the same price as the Titan 2. So I'm pretty sure that Clicks did their homework and checked out this website to see how much this was selling. Like I said, it has an extra screen if you want that, just that little pizzazz. Jelly Max, Jelly 2, Jelly 2E, the tanks. These have some really large batteries, but I digress. Let's get back to the Titan. So it's been out for a minute. It's a bestseller, according to the website. So if you want to get a physical keyboard phone, you can get one right now on the Unihertz website. I'm not being sponsored for this. I'm just a fan of Unihertz. Huge fan. Been a huge fan for a while. Even reached out to them to get some test products. They never responded to me back because I don't have a lot of subscribers yet. But they're coming. And I'm going to be retired soon. So I'm going to have a lot of time in my hands. So Unihertz, if you're watching this, I'm a big fan of yours. Send me some stuff. And I'll be an affiliate and people can use my channel to buy some of your stuff. So like I said, physical keyboard, get one right now from the Unihertz website or other stuff that you see on their site if you're interested. And that's the end of this video. Again, there are physical keyboard phones out there. If you're interested, get one if you do. Or just get the Clicks Communicator if you just want that particular phone. But for the most part, they're gonna do the same, pretty much the same exact thing. Because Unihertz, again, they cater to the OGs. 3.5mm jack, micro SD card slot on the SIM tray, IR blaster. You're not gonna find an IR blaster on the Clicks Communicator. And look how small this is. You can wear it on your wrist. So that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, well, I will leave the links to Unihertz site and the Clicks Communicator site so you can get either or to your heart's desire. So if you did enjoy this video, definitely leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video.